Today let us discuss something about non-integrated accounting system in costing. In an organization, an appropriate accounting system will determine the accounting success. Whenever the cost accounting and financial accounting departments are functioning in one organization, it is very much necessary to choose a better accounting system for the good of the organization. Either it is non-integrated accounting system or integrated accounting system. But the chosen system should clearly express whether the accounts are to be kept separate or to be integrated. This is what the confusion the organization will have in the beginning. The system under which the cost and financial transactions are kept separate, which is called non-integrated accounting system. And the system under which the common books are used and kept is called integrated accounting system. Let us know something about the non-integrated accounting system right now. Non-integrated accounting system will make the costing department to maintain the cost ledger independent of the financial ledger. If an organization maintains separate set of books of accounts for cost and financial transactions, such a system of accounting is known as non-integrated accounting system, where of course reconciliation is necessary. ICMA London defines the non-integrated accounting system as a system in which the cost accounts are distinct from the financial accounts, the two sets of accounts being kept continuously in agreement or readily reconcilable. Under this system, the cost accounts are distinct from financial accounts, so that the principles followed in each system cannot conflict each other. Separate set of accounts are maintained by the cost accountant and also by the financial accountant. Ultimately, the accounts maintained by both the system can be kept in agreement through the reconciliation. What are the features of this non-integrated accounting system? First, separate set of books are maintained in cost accounting and financial accounting. Second, the source of information is the same as in the financial accounting. Third, cost accounts emphasizes on cost principles, taking into account of nominal accounts and stocks. Fourth, as the accounts maintained are separate, cost profit and financial profit arises. So we need to go for the reconciliation. The fifth one, the reconciliation of cost and financial profits indispensable under non-integrated accounting. Sixth, principle of a double entry system is followed in non-integrated accounting. Seventh, some items appear only in cost books and some only in financial accounts as a separate set of books are kept. And eighth, possibility of under recovery and over recovery of overheads in cost books, that is possible. Let us look at how this accounting system is beneficial for the organization. If you say that how it is advantageous, definitely it is advantageous for the organization. First, the achievement of objectives. It helps to achieve the objectives without delay as the books are maintained separately. Second, it is less difficulty The difficulties of recording the transaction together with financial accounting can be avoided. Third, not mandatory. As it is not mandatory, it cannot be maintained as per the it can be maintained as per the convenience of the costing department. And the fourth, more freedom. It gives the cost accounting department more freedom to follow the principles of cost accounting without worrying the financial accounting system. So it is quite advantageous, but it is not free from limitations, disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? The first disadvantage is expensive. More expenses are to be incurred to maintain two set of books separately. Second is profits and losses differ. Profits shown by the cost accounts and the financial accounts differ as the principles followed in two accounting systems are different. Third, reconciliation is necessary. It requires reconciliation of cost and financial profits, which requires additional time, cost and effort. And in the non-integrated accounting system, there are four important ledgers that are to be maintained. Which are the four important ledgers that are to be maintained? The first and the foremost and the prominent ledger that is to be maintained in cost accounting department is the cost ledger. This is the prominent ledger maintained by the cost accounting department, which controls all other ledgers. All impersonal accounts are recorded in this ledger, and it is similar to the general ledger adjustment account prepared under financial accounting system. And the second is stores ledger. This ledger includes separate accounts for each component of stores, which include raw materials, components, consumables, etc. The receipt of stores, issues of stores, and the balances of stores are recorded in values. And the third ledger is work in progress ledger. This ledger includes the cost of materials, labor, and overheads incurred on incomplete jobs. If the job is completed, it will be transferred to finished job account. The balance of this ledger is the cost of work in progress at the end of the year. The fourth ledger that is maintained is the finished goods ledger. This ledger includes the cost of finished products. Usually the cost of the work completed will be transferred to the ledger from the work in progress ledger account. So these are the four prominent ledgers that are maintained. First is cost ledger, second is stores ledger, third is work in progress ledger, and fourth is finished goods ledger. But there are certain specific accounts that are maintained in the non-integrated accounting system. Which are these accounts? Which is known as the control accounts. And there are 11 control accounts that is to be maintained under this particular system. The first is the cost ledger control account, or we call it as the general ledger adjustment account in the case of the financial accounting system. This is a comprehensive ledger which includes all the transactions which is considered by the cost accountant. The balances of all the accounts will be transferred to this account. Second, the stores ledger control account. Stores means the materials, indirect materials, the raw materials, the components. So everything which is received and issued will be considered in this ledger. And third is work in progress ledger control account. The work in progress has got three components. One is the raw materials, labor, and the overheads. So once the work is completed, then it becomes the finished goods, which can be transferred to finished goods ledger control account. So that is the work in progress ledger control account. Fourth is wages ledger control account. When we speak about the wages, there are two types of wages that is incurred: direct wages and the indirect wages. Indirect wages that are incurred either for the factory production purpose, administrative purpose, selling and distribution purpose. What are the amount that is incurred and what are the amount that is dispersed, that we consider in this particular account. And the fifth is factory overhead control account. What are the factory overhead that is incurred? What are the factory overhead that is absorbed? And the balance of this account is transferred to different accounts. And there are three ways in which the overhead control accounts that can be closed. We can follow any one method. The first is the overhead that can, the balance of this overhead account can be transferred to overhead adjustment account. Or the second is directly you can transfer it to the costing profit and loss account. And the third is sometimes the company will decide that it can be carried forward for the next period. Then you can write by balance carry down or to balance carry down. So it can be closed in three ways, but it is applicable to all the overhead control accounts. And the sixth control account that is to be prepared is administrative overhead control account. The administrative overhead which is incurred and the administrative overhead which is recovered. The balance again the same way that we have to transfer. And the seventh is the selling and distribution overhead control account. It is also an overhead control account, what is incurred and what is absorbed. And the balance is transferred in the same way of the factory overhead control account as well as administrative overhead control account. And then we have the eighth account that is to be prepared is overhead adjustment account. When we prepare the overhead control accounts and we may get a balance which is considered as over recovery of overhead or under recovery of overhead. So over recovery of overhead and under recovery of overhead, instead of transferring directly to the profit and loss account, we can create this account, overhead adjustment account. And this account where the net balance that will be transferred ultimately to the costing profit and loss account. So this is an adjustment account, and if it is transferred to this account, you will create this particular account. If it is directly transferred to the profit and loss adjustment account and this account does not arise. And the ninth account is finished stock ledger control account. It may also have the opening stock, it may also have the closing stocks also. But the balance which is to be sold and that can be transferred to the next account, the cost of sales account. The 10th account, control account that is to be prepared is cost of sales account, and where the finished goods that will be considered and selling and distribution overhead that will be considered and the sales that will be the balance that will be transferred to costing profit and loss account. And the last account that is to be prepared is costing profit and loss control account. So whatever the profits that you have, and ultimately from this account it will be transferred again back to the cost ledger control account. So these are the 11 control accounts that is prepared in the non-integrated accounting system. And while taking this non-integrated accounting system, and we have to record the transactions. How to record the transactions? To record the transaction, we may pass the journal entries first, then we prepare the ledger accounts. A very simple method to remember the journal entries is, whenever an expense is incurred, you just credit cost ledger control account or general ledger adjustment account, whatever you call. So cost ledger control account that should be credited. For example, If the material is purchased, then stores ledger control account debtor to cost ledger control account. If the wages are incurred, wages control account debtor to cost ledger control account. If the factory overhead expenses are incurred, factory overhead expenses control account debtor to cost ledger control account. If the administrative overhead is incurred, again administrative overhead control account debtor to cost ledger control account. Selling and expenses are incurred, selling and expenses ledger control account debtor to cost ledger control account. So any expense that is incurred, you have to credit the cost ledger control account, which is a prominent control account under the self-balance, the non-integrated accounting system. So let us see that what are the journal entries that you can pass for the materials, because the first item that we consider in the cost sheet is the materials. If the materials are purchased for stock, either in cash or on credit, only one type of journal entry that is to be passed: stores ledger control account debtor to cost ledger control account. Sometimes a wrong material is purchased, you have to return it to the supplier, then the opposite entry that is to be passed. What is the opposite journal entry? Cost ledger control account debtor to stores ledger control account. And sometimes the materials are purchased for a specific job, then the journal entry is entirely different, because the material will not come to the stores department, it will go to the production department directly. Then you have to pass the journal entry work in progress control account debtor to cost ledger control account. And if you are issuing the materials from the stores department to the production department, work in progress control account debtor to stores ledger control account. If you have returned the materials, if you have taken back the materials from the production department to the stores department, the opposite entry, stores ledger control account debtor to work in progress control account, that is to be passed. If you issue the indirect materials, factory overhead, indirect materials means factory overhead control account debtor to stores ledger control account. If there is any transfer of materials from one department to another department, here you should note that the materials is not coming to the stores department. Then whichever the department which is receiving the materials, that department should be debited, and the department which issues or transfers the material, and that department should be credited. So the journal entry becomes receiving department account debtor to the giving materials department account. For example, if X department is receiving the material and Y department is giving the material, transferring the material, X department account debtor to Y department account. And if there is any wastage, there may be two types of wastage that you may come across: normal wastage and abnormal wastage. If there is any normal wastage, and that should be charged to the factory overhead control account. So factory overhead control account debtor to stores ledger control account. If there is any abnormal wastage, then it can be transferred to abnormal wastage or abnormal gain also. It should be transferred directly to the costing profit and loss account. If there is abnormal wastage, then costing profit and loss account debtor to stores ledger control account. And if there is abnormal gain, stores ledger control account debtor to costing profit and loss account. This is the journal entry that is passed for materials. And if there is the labor, wages, if there is payment of direct wages, the entry is wages control account debtor to cost ledger control account. Whenever the expense is incurred, you have to credit the cost ledger control account. And if the wages is allocated, then if the direct wages is allocated, the entry becomes work in progress control account debtor to wages control account. If the indirect labor cost is incurred, then wages control account debtor to cost ledger control account. If the indirect wages is allocated, overhead control account debtor to wages control account. If there is a normal idle time cost is there, then normal idle time which is chargeable to the factory overhead, so the entry becomes factory overhead control account debtor to wages control account. If there is abnormal idle time cost, then it should be directly transferred to the costing profit and loss account. So the entry becomes costing profit and loss account debtor to wages control account. And if there is any direct expenses that is incurred, first materials, then direct wages, then the direct expenses. If there is any direct expenses, then it is charged to the work in progress control account. Work in progress control account debtor to cost ledger control account. Then we come across that of the overheads. It is very simple journal entry that is followed in the non-integrated accounting system. Whenever the overhead is incurred, relevant overhead control account debtor to cost ledger control account. If it is factory overhead, and factory overhead control account debtor to cost ledger control account. Administrative overhead control account debtor to cost ledger control account. Selling and distribution overhead control account debtor to cost ledger control account. But when the overheads are allocated or absorbed, then the journal entries are different. If the factory overhead is allocated, then we have to pass a different entry, work in progress control account debtor to factory overhead control account. And if it is the administrative overhead, then the entry is different. Finished goods ledger control account debtor to the administrative overhead control account. So the selling and distribution overhead is allocated, then cost of sales account debtor to selling and distribution overhead control account. So whenever the overheads are absorbed or allocated, you find these three differences. If it is factory overhead, then you have to debit work in progress control account. If it is office overhead, then you have to debit finished goods ledger control account. And if it is the selling and distribution overhead, you have to debit cost of sales control account. So these differences that you should remember when you pass the journal entries. And if there is any over recovery or under recovery, of course you can transfer it to the overhead adjustment account. And if there is over recovery, overhead adjustment account debtor to costing profit and loss account. And if there is under recovery, costing profit and loss account debtor to overhead adjustment account. That takes place when you prepare the overhead adjustment account. And the next journal entries is relating to the finished goods or completed jobs. So once the production is over, then it should be transferred to finished goods ledger control account. So the entry becomes finished goods ledger control account debtor to work in progress control account. Then the transfer of finished goods sold, that will be done by passing an entry cost of sales account debtor to finished goods ledger control account. So if there is the transfer of cost of sales account to profit and loss account, then you have to pass costing profit and loss account debtor to cost of sales account. To record the sales also, you can pass an entry cost ledger control account debtor to costing profit and loss account. If there is any profit or loss, then in case of profit, costing profit and loss account debtor to cost ledger control account. And if there is any losses, and you can transfer it by passing this entry cost ledger control account debtor to costing profit and loss account. So these are the journal entries that is passed by using in the system of non-integrated accounting system. This is the first part of the theory information that should be known when we are understanding the concept of non-integrated accounting system. This is the part first of my online course, and in the part second, and let us pass the journal entries and prepare the ledger accounts, and how we can apply these journal entries when we take up the problems.